bass.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Y'all know about
I'm
Welcome
too
Back.
Fast? I was on beat.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all know nothing about Welcome Back, Cotter. Listen, we are back with another episode of This Functional Family. Please make sure you hit that like button. How they say it? The YouTubers mash the like button.
That's what they say?
Yeah, I hate it. But make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive.
If you want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't like
Hold on, can I finish the spiel?
Yeah,
all right.
I don't want
hit
them
the like
mashing
button.
it. I want them to want to hit it. Pause.
Press the like
I
button.
gotta stop pausing in these episodes. All right. Okay.
Press the like button, comment, subscribe, share. And if you're listening on any digital podcasting platform, please make sure you like and download this episode. We're going to get into some really special stuff today.
As usual.
It's your boy, Dashawn.
Amanda. Yeah, you got a cool name, Amanda. It's kind of... Okay. Yeah. So today, we're scoffing about emotional safety.
Emotional safety. Yeah. So let's start off with our anecdote. First of all, shout out to my man Andre 3000. Anybody that's a really big hip hop fan or rap fan, you know that we are constantly waiting for new music from the good fella Andre 3000. And recently, a verse of his leaked. He was supposed to be on Kanye's critically acclaimed and highly anticipated Donda album. Mm-hmm. And he was actually on the title track named Donda after Kanye's mom. Because Andre 3000, unfortunately, also lost his mom. Right. And he talks about his experience. Amazing verse, first of all. Amazing verse. If y'all haven't heard it, probably YouTube it. I think it's called Life of the Party. A little explicit, but still an amazing verse. All right. And it wasn't supposed to be on the album. Kanye took it off. You feel me?
Yeah.
So Drake and Kanye have been having this little like back and forth beef. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know or haven't been keeping up on social media, they've been petty. Kanye posted Drake's address on like social media or something like that. I think he put it on Instagram, then took it off. Nevertheless, in the song, Kanye is also dissing Drake. This song, Donda, this leaked song that did not make it to the project. Now, mind you, we preface this with the fact that we've been waiting for music from Andre 3000 for forever, time, right? Still waiting on a solo project. And we know just through interviews and stuff like that, that Andre 3000 has had some like emotional insecurities and mental health issues with releasing new music. He feels like the bar is so high for him that he, in his words, is kind of like scared or reserved to release music just because of the amount of vulnerability and judgment and
the pressure,
and critique. Exactly. Yeah. So this verse leaks. Let me get through this story. This verse leaks, right? And now Drake is the one that leaked the song, right? Kanye gets upset. Obviously, they're going back and forth. Andre 3000 is in the middle of this storm, this fire, because he's like, yo, I just gave Kanye a verse. I didn't know that it was going to lead to all of this. So what ended up happening is Andre 3000 puts out a statement and he pretty much, I didn't want to be part of this. This is not something I anticipated happening when I gave Kanye this verse, yada, 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 right? And it got me thinking. Let me get to the reason I'm bringing that up.
Get to the meat.
Let me get to the meat and potatoes, the crux of this story. I heard you about to pause yourself. You got to get delivered.
I stopped myself. Yeah, pray for me, y'all. If you believe in Jesus, pray for me. This immaturity is good. All right, we going.
It's Brooklyn, All right. So, yeah. It made me think, how much longer are we going to have to wait for Andre 3000 music now that he put more music out there.
Yeah.
And then all of this craziness happens. All of this negativity followed him being vulnerable again. Like, we be waiting on Andre 3000 verses for those that are really like big hip hop heads. We wait on them we get them like once every 7 to 8 years. We'll get a feature from him. And it's always masterful. It's always dope. Now, after this happened, he's probably going to be even more reserved. He's going to retract. And that made me think about relationships, right? Emotional safety is a big deal. Absolutely. But a lot of times emotional safety is not fostered because insecurities, lack of trust, and just overall putting yourself out there. And when things don't go your way or when things go haywire, you say, I'm never going to do that again. You know what I mean?
Like these micro traumas that kind of like build upon each other. Exactly.
So it's like I'm never going to put myself in that position, or I'm just gonna be more reserved in putting myself in that position. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's our setup. That's our alley-oop for emotional safety. We're gonna talk about this.
And just like, you know, giving a working definition of what it means. I mean, it feels pretty self-explanatory, but fostering an environment where emotional safety can thrive and flourish and, you know, just be, is really about making sure that the other person, you know, it should be a reciprocated situation. But you really want to make sure that you're comfortable sharing your fears, sharing what you're vulnerable about, sharing even some of the positive stuff like your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, just where emotionally, good or bad, that what you have to give is not really judged or frowned upon, but you kind of work through the good and the bad in a healthy environment. So even if I don't agree with you, it doesn't have to be this negative experience. We can work through it healthily, safely, where somebody doesn't feel like attacked.
Right. I think that's key in like marriages, relationships, especially domestic partners that live together, because you don't want to come home to a storm. You don't want to come home and always feel unsafe, or always feel like you're hiding yourself, or always feel like you can't share your dreams, your visions, or your aspirations with the person that you're probably going to see the most out of the day or talk to the most out of the day. So I think in terms of just our overall purpose of this space is like, I think about communication, right? And I think about how a lot of times people don't feel emotionally safe because of some type of insecurity.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Some type of like insecurity or fear of something. They may not see it as a fear. They might look at it as protective or protection against being hurt. But that's also a fear of being hurt, right? You understand what I'm saying? So I think that can stem from two things. I think the first thing is in relationships, we can come into communication and into relationships with some insecurity, not from the relationship itself, but from our upbringing. You feel me?
Yeah, so I can definitely, that resonates with me.
You know what I'm saying? So there are times where you might get with someone, and in heated moments, what you see come out is some type of unpacking of some untreated trauma, or it may not be trauma, but some silencing of their voice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I just want to interject real quick. I'm looking at our points. But like I said, that resonates with me because my dad, he is and was physically present, but very emotionally distant. So that when we started dating, I found myself looking to you for some of that like fatherly just acceptance. Like I needed that presence. Like I would do little things, like something as small as like sitting on your lap. Something that I didn't really do with my dad as a little girl growing up. So yeah, like there are deeper things and other examples, but just wanted to address that it resonates with me because my dad was really emotionally distant, and I sought for that to be fulfilled in my relationship with you. So
Does that, you feel like that's something that you still working on? Because I feel like maybe we need to go see somebody.
no, I mean, I'm good now, but like just looking back retrospectively, it's something that like I can see that I needed, and I work through it because we've talked about
Gotcha. I didn't know if that was coming out like you saying like
No,
right now.
I don't.
Like wait, tell me where that's manifested so we can.
No, I'm good now.
We can talk to somebody, but but that's important though, right? Because there's a lot of times the way someone acts in heated moments is generally what they've seen coming up, and we talked about this in the previous episode too. But it's generally what they've seen coming up. So if you find that your partner is silent a lot when things get heated. They like have like a flight response. Like I'm just gonna silence myself. I'm not confrontational. I'm gonna like
bottle it up.
I'm gonna bottle it up and I'm not gonna say anything, right? What ends up happening is it's gonna manifest somewhere.
Of course.
It's gonna matter of fact, what we was watching. Clickbait. I don't know if people watch
the series. We don't want to spoil it. I know a lot of people have seen it, but we don't want to spoil it for those
right. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. But Clickbait on Netflix, dope series. But you find out who the killer is in the series, and you find out that it stemmed from that person not being seen by their spouse. Innocent. Their spouse wasn't like cheating on them.
Right.
They just weren't seen. So then they start doing some other things online to be fulfilled. Exactly. And I think a lot of times emotional safety is really about like people gotta first like be secure with themselves.
Yeah, that's key.
You know what I'm saying? Like people gotta be secure with themselves because whether, you tapping into your higher power, into God and through prayer, through meditation, through reading, whatever it is, you got to center yourself. I'm confident with who God made me. And God forbid I lose the person I'm with.
Yep.
I'm secure about the person I am.
Yeah.
They might mean a lot to me.
Of course. But that's not going to take away from like how I value myself.
Yes. Because what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself trying to fulfill yourself through someone else.
It's going to be like a lifelong, just tiresome journey. Like, God forbid you die, I'm going to look for, hypothetically speaking, of course, like if I'm looking for you to fulfill some absence that I know that I'm dealing with, or I may not subconsciously know that I have, you are out of my life for whatever reason, I'm going to keep searching and keep seeking for other things, other people to fill that space. But if I know that I'm full or I'm whole in this area, I don't have to tire myself out looking for fulfillment anywhere else.
Right.
Because you don't complete me. You just kind of, you add on, you add value.
Exactly. So you got to start like figuring out individual ways to unpack that and deal with whatever past trauma. Like if you feel like, you got yelled at a lot as a child, or if you feel like whenever you spoke up, somebody like shut you up, what happens is you either going to be one or two things. You're going to always be loud and like overbearing, or you're going to always be like silent in moments that you should speak up because you either have a skill or something to offer to bring to the table. And that's just something that I admonish people to like unpack individually, whether it's with a therapist, a spiritual leader or counselor, social worker, whatever, but find ways to really dig deep and unpack what comes out during like heated situations, because that will determine how safe you really feel and how safe you're making your spouse feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I also think not just family history, insecurity or lack of safety can also come from mistakes that your spouse has made in the past. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like if I'm trying to, it's evolutionary, right? If I try to protect myself, I'm going to avoid danger because that's how I survive.
Fight or flight.
Right. So like, if I get defensive because I haven't been heard.
Yeah. So you're going to hear me. Like, I'm going to just be on I'm going to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go from 0 to 100 real quick because like you never listen to me when we get in these situations. You never hear my side of the story. So I'm going to force you to hear me.
I think anytime that I've like, if I think back, anytime that I've yelled, anytime that I feel like I've gotten out of pocket and either yelled or I didn't want to yell, so I like walked out the house or something like that, I think it was always in a situation where I'm saying something again and again So I don't feel safe because I don't want to keep putting myself out there to be vulnerable, to express myself, and you not respond to what I'm saying is my need.
Yeah. And that was definitely something that I had to work through and still kind of am working through, because as a man, I appreciate the fact that you're as expressive as you are. Like if something bothers you, you're going to address it right away. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not going to bottle it up. So I appreciate the emotional transparency that you have, and just like your willingness to communicate and talk through things. So I have to meet you there and hear you out, so that you don't shut down, so that you don't feel the need to walk out, so that, you know what I mean? Like I got to make you feel safe, not because you're a man. You got to, the woman is always right. I don't subscribe to that at all. Like I be wrong more than he is. And I'm not.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. We both wrong. We humans.
We are. Yeah. I'm not saying you're never wrong. I'm saying, 6 times out of 10 it's me. 4 out of 10 it might be you. But
she keeping data.
I definitely want to just, not because you're a man, you don't deserve the respect or the same space to express your feelings and me hear you out. And, like, it's not just, women are not the only ones who need to be heard. Like, men need to be heard too. Like, your emotions are just as valuable. Like, you know what I mean?
I wasn't expecting to go that direction, but yeah, I appreciate that. I think that does have...
Sweet.
Get me tight. I think that does happen a lot for men, though. I think that, in particular, we're speaking from our context, obviously, yes. In a heteronormative relationship. I can't speak for other relationship structures, because that's not the structure we have. But what I can say in terms of just overall communication, I think that does happen a lot for men in heteronormative relationships, where the male is quieter because he's not expected to express his emotion.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta be tough. You gotta be.
So then when he does express his emotion, it's almost like, if he's not heard, it might be a while. We might be Andre 3000. It might be a while before you get another verse from me, because I tried your way. And I wasn't heard, or you yelled over me or something like that. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I'm not a yeller.
Yeah, nah.
I'm sweet. I'm sweet.
You're a Scorpio, so you're a little, it's like a little stingy.
I don't feel emotionally safe right now.
Hold on, you got a little.
No, this is not helping.
Oh, you got a little piece of tissue on your cheek. I just want to get that off. All right, moving on.
Shout out to the Scorpios, though.
I do think, y'all got birthdays coming up a couple months.
Prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, right in their face.
So I do believe there are ways, right, for people to foster an environment where emotional safety can thrive, not just for the couple, right, but for if you're our parents, and then even outside of your home, you know what I'm saying, where the relationships you create at work or other circles that you move in, where it feels like people feel safe to come to you and vice versa, not just in trauma or tragic situations, but just in general. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, because like you have to be intentional about that, like, because it's easy to like make a mistake, and if you don't agree with something, you shun it or you come down on someone for it, just as an example. But if you're intentional about it and you proactively like prepare, just to receive what the other person has to say, or receive their ideas, or just hear them out. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's a work in progress, I believe.
I think one of the ways. Y'all take notes out there if you want to take notes. I think one of the ways, and this is, I don't know why this one feels like a priority to me, but I think it happens often. And I think I do it, but I also do it sometimes because I feel like you do it. So I think like
it's good.
No, it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's a way to do it. It's something we have to stop doing.
Oh.
It's like using absolute language. What I mean by that is, like, if I'm upset about something, I'll be like, you always.
I'll be doing that too.
or you never.
Yeah, I do that too.
Like every time I try to da-da-da, you never da-da-da. That's absolute language. It's like, it doesn't happen always.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen every time. It's just that I'm so upset
in the moment, like you just
my emotions are so triggered that all I can think about is the times that it happened.
Every time that it happens, you like your mind just resorts back to all of those,
all of the bad ones. Right. So I'm like, yo, you don't ever. I'm sorry, I can't think of an example. You don't ever, you could be complaining. You don't ever bring me flowers. I mean, I know you don't like flowers, but that's neither. You don't ever bring me flowers, right? But really, you might not be saying I don't ever bring you flowers. Really, what you're really saying is like, I want you to do more of the little things more often. But what you say is something in absolute language. You never do something. Yeah. If I never did it, you wouldn't be with me.
Right.
If I never did it, I would have never won your heart. So to say you never do something is completely inaccurate. Yeah. You know what I mean? But absolute language makes somebody feel like attacked. Yeah. Like, I don't ever bring you flowers.
What about last Wednesday?
Did I bring you flowers and such? Right? So like, yeah, that's one of them. Like, try to avoid using absolute language because absolute language, like you never, or every time or you always, then it doesn't leave nuance for the person to be human. It have up days, down days.
It's nowhere to go but up. It's going to escalate because that person is going to be on the defense.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you can't remember in that moment a time where they ever got you flowers, just avoid it because they might remember the time that they got you flowers. It's like, oh, now you got to apologize. Just too much. They're going to be on the defense.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is like, find other ways to say what you're saying.
Yeah.
As opposed to you never bring me flowers, it's like, hey, I've been sick. I was expecting you to do some small things for me, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Just like, hey, could you buy me flowers more often? Like, if you want it, or set a tone, be specific. Could you buy me flowers every Thursday, or you know what I mean? So that way you have something to look forward to, and
Yeah, flowers is a terrible example. It's just. Please
it's just an example.
I'm sure she won't want flowers every Thursday, but I don't know. That's your.
She might.
She might.
I don't, but she might.
She might. All right. You got any others?
Yeah, I think active listening is a big thing because you always. Here we go. I said you always.
Absolute language. Avoid the absolute language.
But in this context, I'm right. It's just funny because we were just talking about it. But you always want to make sure that when it doesn't even have to be like a heated discussion, or heated argument, whatever. But, when you're in a certain situation, you want to make sure that you're not just talking, waiting. You're not in the conversation, engaging, waiting for your turn to talk again, but you're actually like stopping and actively listening to what the other person is saying.
Unpack it a little more though. Like for the listening audience, when you say actively listen, what would be examples of active listening? What do you mean by that?
If I give you, if we're talking about something and I'm not good on the whim like you, but like coming up with examples. But if I say my side of the story and I forgot that I left out a point and I'm just waiting for you to shut up so I can say my next point, I can't hear what you have to say. I can't hear your input. I'm tuning you out subconsciously because I'm just waiting for my turn. So when I actively listen, I'm, respecting you enough to hear out what you have to say, even if I'm angry. Yeah. Or even if I'm happy, right. If I want to share with you, I have to give you the same respect and the same opportunity to share back with me.
Yeah, I would also add like active listening also involves like shifting like body language. So when you're actively listening, a lot of times you're like more leaned in, or you can like, will you get off of me?
Actively listening.
yo, she's wild, bro. That's not active listening. That's disruptive listening. But also not just like by like leaned in, but also being able to like recap almost what somebody's saying. Like, what I'm hearing you say is this. Is that accurate? Right? Because then that tells them they've been heard. Yeah. You're not like you said, while they're talking, you're really trying to come up with your rebuttal, which leads to the next one that I've been thinking about. And like when you have a disagreement, and this is something we're all working on. We're not like laying this out like we have the answers, but like, when you have a disagreement, what I found is it's better to when you engage in the argument or disagreement or difference of opinion, do your best to speak to be understood, but not to convince. What I mean by that is, I want you to understand my side, but I'm not trying to like win you over per se. I want you to hear me out.
Yeah.
Let's go back to flowers, right? I want you to understand that when you bring flowers home, it means something to me. But I know the other side is, hey, if I tell him bring home flowers every Thursday, it takes away the spontaneity that means something to him.
Yeah.
But I want him to understand that him bringing it means something to me, which is why I'm asking him to bring them every Thursday.
You want them every Thursday or not, sis?
Right.
Like, what you want?
But no, it's like, it's more facts. I ain't gonna get into like differences in how we communicate. But I think that there's like just nuance there of sides of stories, right? So when I'm telling you my side, I want to be understood, but I don't necessarily need to convince you yet that I'm right, because that's pride.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pride, right? Like, unless it's something like completely objective, like, baby, our 4-year-old shouldn't be playing with a knife running in the house. You know what I mean? Like, that's never, ever happened. Let me be very clear. But it's like, if it's like clear cut like that, no pun intended. If it's like clear cut like that, wordplay, clear cut. Nah, it's crazy.
Can we?
Sorry, that's the rapper in me. If it's clear cut like that, then that's different, right? Something like super duper objective. Yeah. Like, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
The other person is wrong. Your 4-year-old should not be running around the house with a knife. But if it's something with a lot more nuance and subjectivity, like, hey, I feel safe sending the kids back to school. And you're like, I'd rather homeschool. I got to be understood, but not like, yo, I'm right. Come to my side. Let's figure it out based on how we understand each other. Yeah. So understanding over convincing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else
I think another one is to work proactively. Like just prepare. Like part of fostering an environment of emotional safety is not just in the moment, but it's the preparation that you do before heated moments happen or whatever it is. So I like complimenting often, I think is a good one. So if
you look beautiful today.
I know, but that.
For those listening, I just touched her face. She melting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The boy still got it.
Melting. So if you tell me, if every morning we wake up and I look wild and you still telling me that I look beautiful, like, or you walking around the house and
my shirt off.
I'm not doing this with you right now. See, because I'm trying to have a serious conversation and you getting childish.
Compliment off there, baby. Kid been working, pull-ups and dips, you know what I'm saying? Push-ups, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead. It's your point. My bad.
You done? You finished or you done?
I'm done.
Shout out to Birdman. But I think part of fostering an environment of emotional safety is just the work that you do beforehand. So just, making the environment feel safe. So when the time comes where, because disagreements are going to happen, right? So when those times do come, that the person feels like, you know what, they value me. This is just a rough patch that we're hitting right now. I know that once we get over this, like, they still value me. They've proven it before.
They've shown that's good. Compliment off them. All right. I gotta step my game up. I mean, I compliment you, but now what I'm hearing is it's actually like pre-work for like more heated moments.
See how you do? You rephrased it. Yeah, just to make sure.
That's active listening. Come on, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Actively listening.
You good?
This
you
is
got more?
Oh, yeah, I got another one. This is a good one. Take notes. This is a good one. Inquire instead of accuse.
Ouch. Because I'll be accusing like
I ain't gonna lie. I did think of you when I thought of this one.
I'll be wilding.
She the type be like,
all right, we gotta ask for examples.
We gotta be transparent. She the type be like, why didn't you just pick the sock up off the floor? I'm like, I didn't even see the sock. So
that would be wild.
So another way to say that would be, baby, did you see the sock on the floor? So then, if I saw it, then you can follow up with why I didn't pick it up.
You be wilding
if I didn't see
sometimes.
That was just a like just like a random example. It wasn't supposed to be something you exposed me about.
But you exposed me. Like, I'm sorry.
I didn't expose you. We're not about to do this right now on Rihanna's internet. All right. Here we go. So, here we go. So, like, yeah. So, say I leave a sock on the floor, right, by mistake. And
by mistake.
Let's say I leave a sock somewhere, right? And I may not have seen that I left it there, right? Now, granted, I'm an adult. It's like accountability, right? But at the same time, it's like, oh, let's not use a sock. Let's use something that we can't control. Like, why didn't you clean up that mess that the girls made? I didn't see the mess, right? Mm-hmm. So as opposed to asking me why I didn't do something, ask if I saw that there was
like,
a mess.
are you aware that this is a problem rather than go fix the problem? Why didn't you take care of the problem
right.
Do you know the problem exists?
Exactly. So many arguments can be diffused if we inquire before we accuse. Yeah. So we should never ask our spouse a question in a way that's accusatory. We should first inquire if what we think is accurate is accurate. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Then you wild out. Like, oh, you saw the sock.
Right, exactly. Yeah, then you can wild out.
Don't wild out.
Why you ain't come home and such? Dag, can I explain that my phone died? I had a flat tire.
All that?
Oh, shoot, my fault, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you were supposed to call me and da-da-da. Can I tell you that my boss was yelling at me about an hour ago when I was supposed to call you? You know what I'm saying? So just inquire over accuse is a good one. Yeah. Anything else? You good?
I think there's a solid 5, right? We did 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I think that's cool. Oh, no. Can I add a 6?
All right.
We running over time? Can I add a 6?
Add a 6.
This is something I struggle with, and I'm going to be honest that I struggle with. This is a transparent thing on my end. Mm-hmm. Try not to like shoot down ideas. Even if you disagree, don't shoot them down the minute they come out. Yeah. Right. I think sometimes it's like, well, why are you thinking of that? That's crazy. As opposed to tell me more. Like, even if I think it's a little silly at the offset, it might have more layers to it. Right. I just didn't hear the full, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody is good at seeing something in their mind and then like letting it come through their mouth. Like some people, it gets a little jumbled and it's like, oh, it didn't come out the way that I thought about it. Yeah. So in your mind, it might be a masterpiece, but then when it comes out your mouth, it's not as clear. Right. Way. So then it gets shot down as opposed to, hey, tell me more, unpack that. Right. And I have a bad habit of like, that doesn't make sense to me. As opposed to, I don't understand the part you just said. Can you tell me more? Yeah, I be wilding when I try to say stuff. No, you're a creative though. Yeah, I am. But like, it makes sense in my head. And then, like you just said, like it makes sense in my head. And then when I try to say it, it sounds wild. That happens for a lot of creative people though. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm not saying not to communicate clearer. I'm just saying I think that a lot of creative people have that struggle. It's like in your mind, you see the outcome, you see the masterpiece, you see the result. So like work with them. Like the tunnels it has to go through to come through the mouth is just like a different story. Yeah. If you can't understand it, then take what you can understand and like help them build upon it until you reach the full spectrum of it. Because I think the impact of that, what we haven't been doing is unpacking what the impact would be. I think the impact of that is I'm going to start to like take my ideas to somebody else that validates me more. Or just not share them at all and suppress all of your dreams. Exactly. So now I'm not going to share dreams. I'm not going to share hopes. I'm not going to share even my fears because every time I speak, I feel like you're going to speak down on me. You know what I mean? So then what ends up happening is I bottle it in and it either comes out in unhealthy ways and then you jealous, like, why you telling her such and such? Or I'm jealous, like, why you telling him such and such? Right? This is an example. Side-eyeing me for it, bruh. Man. Y'all ready for that? You ready? You done? Yeah. I'm done. Jot down those notes, man. Make sure y'all don't speak down new ideas, even if you disagree. Hear people out and ask them to unpack it and tell you more. These are our ways of fostering an emotionally safe environment, an environment that will lead to you and your spouse more freely communicating your hopes, dreams, fears, insecurities, anxieties. Speaking of insecure, I think it come back. When is it? Tomorrow? Or whenever it come back soon. Shout out to Issa Rae. Why you gotta be so insecure? Oh my God.
No, I won't take that. No. I should do it. I should do the riff, y'all.
No, please don't.
Oh
my gosh. Please.
I'm not gonna do it.
Jasmine Sullivan is rolling over in her grave.
She's not dead.
Well, she's still rolling over. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. Let's move.
Yeah, please. All right. It's time for this or that.
I should still do it. All right. Know what time it is? I'm loud?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all.
It's time for this or that.
I'm sorry.
Amanda, come on. You're doing too much, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not making you feel emotionally safe. I'm sorry. All right. Express yourself how you want to express yourself.
Would you rather?
Sorry. All right, let's get it.
Would you rather I never tell you I love you ever again, or I never hug you ever again?
We did this before?
No, we didn't do it before. Pause. I mean, we have done it. All right, never tell you PG. Never tell you I love you and never hug you.
I feel like we did this before.
Well, let's see. I guarantee you we didn't. Oh, this is a nasty. I'm writing it.
All right, here we go. I'm ready. Yo estoy listo.
También. Hey, you heard my Spanish? Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'd rather you never tell me. Oh, we got the same one. Never say I love you.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
Yeah, you don't care. I mean, cause you don't.
No, I care about hearing it. Of course, I'm more of a man of action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I think so too.
The Bible says in 1 John that we should love. It says that we should love.
Hallelujah.
Indeed, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it said don't love in word, but love in deed. So I'm not worried about you telling me you love me. You gotta show me you love me. There's a lot of people out here getting pimped, being told they loved, but they getting lumped upside the head, and they getting, right now. You know what I mean, mistreated and misvalued. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I
just think if you don't tell me, you just have to show me in more extravagant ways.
Yeah, I definitely need the hugs though. I need the hugs, baby. I need the hugs.
All right, can we?
I need the hugs. I love you so much. Need the hugs.
Can't tell me no more.
Yo, next question, bro. All right.
Your turn.
Yo, we definitely did this.
We did it.
Yo, rather live with your parents or your siblings?
We never did it.
All right. I feel like you went into your bank of questions that exist already. Rather live with your parents or your siblings?
Yeah. Wait, what's happening? Okay, I'm ready. Rather live with
your parent, like my in-laws.
Yeah. Would you rather live with my mother and father or my 2 sisters? No, but I'd rather live with your mother and father.
Or my siblings?
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of siblings. I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters. You live with 6. All right.
Ready?
Absolutely ready. I
feel like this is kind of hard.
This is a piece of cake. I'd rather live with your parents.
You know that my father, like...
What?
His current condition,
he's not like well.
He needs assistance.
I understand that. Shout out to your father. Keep Amanda's father uplifted in prayer, by the way. Going through some health struggles. But I don't care. That's what his living assistance and aides get paid for. What does that have to do with me?
They're not living, though. They're like...
But what does that have to do with me?
What if you gotta like take
living with your siblings who are also young adults like us means they have husbands potentially in the future or spouses that they're gonna bring into their lives, children. Like that's just too many people. I'd rather live with your parents. They're not adding to the family now. They're not at an age where they about to be added to the family. You live with my siblings.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with my nephews, my nieces to come, my nephews to come.
I picked.
That's a lot of people, bro. Spouses and all that. Yeah, nah, you can't change. You can't change. Next.
No,
last one. Let's go.
Take that, no.
Stop.
All right. Would you rather always be on my phone or always go through your phone?
What? Right. Say it again. I think you said it wrong.
I didn't say it.
Your lips started tripping. Do I rather you always be on your phone?
Hold on. You asked me to say it over. Would you rather Let me slow down. You got it. Okay, good. I couldn't find it. Would you rather me be on my phone all day, all the time, or I'm always going through your phone?
Oh God. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right, always go through my phone.
Oh, we agree.
Good. Because I can't, you won't give me your attention because I'm very needy. And like, I just need you to say, and then I don't have nothing to hide. Like, you're gonna stop because you're gonna get bored. Ain't nothing in there.
Anybody that say that probably got a lot of stuff to hide in their phone, but she gave me her phone, y'all. I'm about to go through it. Nah, on the real, I don't care if we go through each other's phone all the time. Not randomly, but like use each other's phone if the others is charging and stuff like that. Yeah.
Weird.
Here's what I would say. I would say the reason I choose you go through my phone is because both are indicators of a problem. Mm-hmm. Right?
Absolutely.
To me, it's what problem would I rather deal with?
Like you just be unwrapping stuff so fast.
Yeah, like both.
You were a psych major, so I guess
both are indicators of a problem, right? So indicative of a problem. So if you're always on your phone, it's indicative that my presence is either not enough, or you don't prefer my presence over the things that you're engaging with or you're on your phone.
Or it could be that it's business related and that I need my phone to do.
Absolutely, but it still is like, if you want something, you're gonna make time for it.
I guess, yeah.
Anybody, right? If you want something, you make time for that thing, no matter what. Fitness gurus, health experts, they make time to work out, no matter what's going on in their lives. We make time for this podcast, no matter, our lives is crazy, but we make time for this because we want this, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not making time for me, that's a deeper issue I don't know how to solve. Like, you don't want me. Versus going through my phone, to me, is an indicator of insecurity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then now I know I can respond with what's making you insecure. Is it something I did or said? And then we could either go get help, counseling, seek spiritual advisor, and make you feel safer so that you don't feel as insecure to go through my phone. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just rather deal with the other issue. Okay. Good episode, though. Good sewed. Good sewed, dude. All right. This is episode 9. Scoffin about emotional safety. Don't forget to mash that like.
Yo, please don't mash anything.
Don't forget to
go hit the like button.
Hit the like button, share it, love it, and put other couples on so that they can come over to the tribe, over to the community. You know what I'm saying?
And shop freetosouls.com.
You know the vibes, man. Come on, you know we repping, dog. All right, we out. Peace. Amanda, come on.